And so this country, Korania, they make another city in the Saharan desert. Then Uguana decides they're going to expand once again. So first they take Madagascar, and then after that they take more area in southern Africa. So what happens after this? Well, then let's see. So then this new country, Tanganyika, they decide to take more land in Central Africa, or East Africa, how you like to say it. Then after, Tanganyika decides they're going to take even more land, so that's what they do. And they continue doing this. More and more land is being taken by Tanganyika. And Korania decides they're gonna take some more land in the Saharan desert. So that's what they do. Then after that, Tanganyika takes a big piece of land, and then they leave this piece for Korania to take. Then after Korania takes the land, Tanganyika finally builds its second city called Ancal. And so after that, Vilk decides to sail across the world. So they sail from the very tip of Scotland and they land in Iceland. So they take Iceland and they make their third city called Mjølberg. And then after this country, which is called Hendroda, they decide that they're going to take more land. Because who wouldn't take land to expand their country? So they take most of Southeast Asia, and they also form their fourth city there called Nami. There's a space between the na and the mi, by the way. And so, Uguana prepares its army. They are ready to do the greatest conquering of untaken land the world has ever seen. They prepare their troops. They signal their tanks. And they send the soldiers off to the lands. They take the entirety of southern Africa, only leaving crumbs for Tanganyika to take. They've spared Tanganyika, but they won't stay alive for long. Then after this, Tanganyika decides to take the rest of the untaken land that they find, and everything is well for now. And so after this country Remes, they decide they want to take some land. They want to be big, like Korania, Tanganyika, Uguana, and Hendroda. Because why not? Who doesn't want to be all big? So they take all that land. They expand some more into the Baltics, and now into Russia. Maybe this is foreshadowing something. Then this country, they take more of Sweden, Because who wouldn't want to be bigger with more land? It's more land for them. They found a new city. What's this city called? It's called Otterborg. And then Vilk takes the mountaineers of Norway, the natives. But that doesn't go so well for them, as now there's a new country called Kawana. The capital is called Mondorno. And the population is around 8,000 people, because it's a mountain nation. Why would it be populated after all? Then after this, Vilk discovers the rest of Finland, and they take it, except for the very northern part, because that's a frozen wasteland. Who would want to take that? Then Remes sees Vilk taking over all of this land, and they say, hey, that looks cool. We should do that as well. So that's what they do. They take a large part of Finland, and they form their third city there, called Anladoga. What now? The people in the far northern lands of Iceland, they decide they want to be like the old British friends. So they sail across land and reach into Greenland. They think they failed. They think this is a one-off flunk, a fluke, a mishap, a mistake. But really, this is the largest thing they'll ever make. They leave this colony to be, and so they expand. Further on, they form a new city called Anacoptic. And this is where the fun begins. You'll know what's going to happen soon. Then this country, Henjoda, they go further up the coast of Southeast Asia and enter into China. It's a very big city that they make in the northern part of their new colony. It's called Hakun. They've taken quite the big dollop of land. That'll be a bad idea later in the story. So what now? Well, Henjoda, they decide they want to go further out some more. And so they take all of modern day South Korea, a little bit of North, and who knows, maybe they'll have an opponent someday. Then Vilk decides to take the rest of the frozen wasteland because why not? We'll have more land. Then they have an idea, the people at Anacoptic. They say, why don't we sail some more? We want to leave this place. It's called attack. The fun begins now. Who knows what shall occur on this territory? They've won. They don't know it yet. They've won the game. They've won it all. What were once small little Dutch people have expanded into an empire, a dynasty, a kingdom, and at last, they are the one. They have it all to themselves for now. Then, Uganda has some tension going on in the southern area. They say, hey, we don't like you. Just screw off, mate. That's what happens. They form a new country called Slovakia, with the capital being Keber. This is Slovakia. Their population is around 63,000 people. A coalition happens in both Ganyika and African Koranya. They form together, they merge. Both have a shared history of death, of suffering, of trial and error, with disadvantages leaving them to be treated like playthings. But as you all can assume, that's just not right. They take Ancal and formed a new country called Asogo. And their population is around 54,000 people. Lots of new countries in Africa. So over here, Androda decides they're going to make another new city yet again. This is literally the 6th city you've made. What are you doing, Androda? What are you planning? What's going on, mate? They don't know it yet. The rule of Earth says, when you find land that has not been taken from the enemy, it calls to you. It calls to be owned, to be treated to your likeness. Because after all, why not expand? They form a new city called Port Pierre in this new colony that they found. They are just now realizing that this new colony is going to be all the more powerful than this area in northern Malha decides they're going to become independent, and so now there's a new country formed called Cornea. Their capital city is called Mania. It is in western Italy, right between the border of modern-day Italy and modern-day France. Then after this, the country of Sioros senses danger. So, they decide they need to take some more land for themselves. And so now they are surrounding the Aral Sea. So, after that, Androda decides they want to take even more land in Asia, in China. In China specifically. So that's what they do. And now they have a pretty good looking empire now. Since they sense danger, they decide they're gonna have to take more land for themselves. So that's what they do. Then, after that, a new city is founded in Vilk. The city is called Tichmore. Meanwhile, on the other side of Vilk's empire, they find themselves looking for a time when the world had just begun, reinventing the wheel. But you can't reinvent the wheel without avoiding all the car crashes. They would soon find out that there are consequences to everything, even when it involves the ending of lives, the sacrifice of dignity, and most importantly, land. So anyways, Remus decides they're gonna take more land, just like Vilk did when they took all of Scandinavia. Not the other thing. So, Remus takes a lot of modern day Western Russia. Looks like Shoros's got a border to follow. Now they're not just trying it with a ruler, even if it is quite a wonky ruler. So that's what Shoros does. They take the rest of the land because why not board the quite very large empire? You're not gonna die, right? No, they're not. A new country arises from the shadow of the frozen. A place no one expects. A place no one belongs. But there's a first for everything. And so the new country of Kef is formed. The capital city is Rennesk with only 2,000 people. Meanwhile, the entire country has just about 12,000. They're mostly living along this river. Because who wouldn't? A bunch of freaks? And so after this, they decide to expand. Because after all, why not expand? They expand and expand and expand some more. The clock is ticking and land is diminishing. They finally reach the end of Asia, right over here at this tip. But why? Why stop there when you can go further? A new city has been founded. It's called Ancal. They are isolated from the rest of the world, separated from what once was a great power and a great responsibility. After all, if they were in the height of seek, they would never be found. So anyways, Kef decides they're going to go further down this coastline. Because why not? Why not expand? That's my catchphrase. And so they expand even more down this coastline. Because that's expansion, and why not expand? They form a new city here called Kiss. No pun intended. There's 3 cities right here. Surely that won't cause a war, right? The people in Finjoda, they like to move it into the mountains. They become a new country. They form a new city because what's a country without a city? It's called Chaigite, and their population is 22,000 because they're large. And also, Mora took some more land while you weren't watching. Now they have a new city called Basaba, and Tenjoda took a bit of land from Shorosk. It turns out all of that prophecy about them coming to an end was just a little snippet of land. This looks very much like Cyprus, doesn't it? War. War is what happens when greed meets lust. When the time comes, murder is at the footsteps of the people who rule it all. They've taken Quebec. What's next? For now, they don't seem to take any effect to what will come. So anyways, Xerox decides they're gonna expand some more, even if there is no prophecy of the outcome of their death. So that's what they do. Now they own a big chunk of hunker-junker land. Very nice. Then these 2 ethnicities, they cluster together and create a new country called Uyong. The name of the city is Ki. Their population is 8,500. So what's next? The people of Mara, the government, they decide we need to be big. We need to be powerful. We need to be remembered for who we once were. So they have a plan. Unite all of the original countries all of the countries in the Middle East are suddenly taken by Mara. This causes mass protests. So, the central government has an idea. They're going to make a new type of government. Provincial governments. They make all of these old countries into new provinces of the country. Now this is a big empire. Its population is around 350,000 people. There's a lot of countries missing on the map. Gosh, who is going to take their place? Mara also changes their name from Mara to Unificio de Mara. After this, Coranya decides there's not enough room for us to be big powers. We need to be big. We need to find more land. Because why not? Why not expand? They've expanded into South America after going on a long sailing journey from Africa to South America. They start from here and take more and more land as they go along. They expand and expand and expand again and again and again until there's barely anything left, but not for long. Now this is quite a predicament. So much land, but no land. Now they're bored, so they think, hey, why not put some cities there? Ha! What was that? Looks like it's time for independence. A new country is created called Valvestas from the southern plains of South America. Their capital city is Estos, and the country's population is around 56,000 people. Anyways, as I was saying, what was that? Oh, not again. Another area breaks free from the struggle of Coranya. Their name? Cao de Nao. Their capital city is quite a mouthful. Harbonas del Virtengo. Their population, you ask? 34,000 people. So what happens after this? And Joda decides they need to expand. They need to be the biggest of them all. Nobody will conquer over them. So now, Espetu is surrounded by Hinjoda. That's not very good, isn't it? Then Uyong, after saving up their soldiers for a long time, they finally have enough resources to go far north and become quite big. Now they're bigger than Mombasa, George, quite a lot of powerful nations. And so, after this, they take even more land. Now, it looks like this is going to be a big country. Very big indeed. The rest is taken by Uyong. Now, they are a hidden powerhouse, unknown to nobody but their neighbours. So, what's next on this chopping block? Well, let's find. When none of you were looking, this little African country, Sophia, founded all of these big cities. Their population has been boosted to a massive 130,000 people. That's very large, if you ask me. They're only second to Mara. Koranya decides they're gonna take even more land. They're not happy with what they got in South America, ever since these two broke away from their rule. So they start breaking into the area of Central America. And then they start to take modern day Mexico, but only a little part. What next? Well, this little mischief decides, more land. Let's expand. And so they take this entire coast of Mexico. They don't know it yet, but soon their actions will have consequences, and those consequences will not be good consequences. So, they take and they take. Greed has taken them all. That's not good. Speaking of not good, Koranya has been upsetted once again because another country has broken away from their rule, and this time it's in Central America. It's a new country called Morenos. Their capital city is Conquest, and their population is 82,000. Then, China is created, a vast piece of land. Is going to become very valuable soon. Soon, their conquer will begin.